I thought this meme was funny. The woman says, "You never listen to me. You only hear what you want to hear," she's saying to her man. His reply is, "Sure, I'll have a beer." Stirring the water with chopsticks using the vortex method, the only true way to optimize the taste of your water at the molecular level. Good morning. Welcome to the Daybreak Show. We'll get started, but first, water. Nice.
Nice.
Drinking water only because I'm going to get my lab work done as soon as I finish the Daybreak Show. Got up this morning and edited a couple videos, and I have to get my A1C and my T levels checked today. And I'm doing that after trying a natural supplementation protocol. I want to see if I can raise my testosterone levels naturally. Now, I've done a few things like work out, get great sleep, change my supplementation with the boron, the magnesium glycinate, and the results are either going to be completely humiliating or it's going to prove my point that you can do it naturally. So we're going to find out. And I am the crash test dummy for this whole thing, or doing a show on TRT and why you need it. So we'll see. How about these lyrics to this song from 1983, Matthew Wilder? "You look at me and you see your past. Is that the reason why you're running so fast?" I don't know why they stood out to me. It's from the song Break My Stride, 1983. The Civil War movie. Who did you take sides with? Do you automatically take sides with certain people or causes in general in life? When there is two things to choose from, do you just naturally gravitate towards one of those things? I did that when I went to see the Civil War movie. I went to see it on Tuesday. Went right after work, my part-time job. I think there was 2 people in the theater. It was like an afternoon matinee kind of thing. And it stopped playing at my regular theater that I go to, which kind of bummed me out because I really like my private membership theater. But I ended up going to a AMC theater. The movie must be on its last legs right now because it's playing at less and less places. And like I said, when I went to see it, there was, me and one other person in the theater. But here's some of my takeaways from the movie. Number 1, emotions are your first enemy during SHTF. SHTF means shit hitting the fan. So when society gets disrupted, emotions are your first enemy. You think the opposition or some other country is going to be your enemy? No, your emotions are your enemy. Emotions will get you killed. That's why I like to say, keep it unemotional today, if you can. And we talked several years ago about striving to be the stable stoic. Number 2, women and children will slow you down or get you killed. I don't care how competent the woman is. Women will slow you down. Now, if you got a woman and children in your life, then you have to protect. Bottom line. But if you don't, the reality is a stealthy man is going to be a man who lives a long life if SHTF ever happens. Number 3, there won't be many clear identifiers of who the enemy is when it comes to a civil war. The civil war that we had in America in the 1800s was, you could tell who the sides were. Blue uniforms, gray uniforms. A civil war now, you're not going to see colored uniforms as identifiers. What will most likely happen is that a military force will be put together by the government against the people, and they will be wearing military outfits. Everyone else is going to be jeans and flannel shirts and T-shirts and baseball caps. But then again, too, think about the past presidential elections in the past 20 years, okay, and how divided we are as a country. And the people bitching and moaning at you on social media, they would be your enemy as well, not just uniform people. If you end up taking sides with the people, there's going to end up being the people's army, and then there's going to be the government. Number 4, cities will collapse fast. Cities, the shitholes that they are going to collapse fast. The quickest number of deaths are going to happen in cities. People aren't going to survive in the cities. There's going to be a free-for-all for food, for water, for first aid and medical supplies. It's going to go down hard and fast in the cities. Number 5, you better have some trusted acquaintances before SHTF. Now, I do believe that the man who moves stealthily is going to survive better than anyone else. When it comes to long-term safety, literally, a few trusted acquaintances will be advantageous. And finally, the government is not your friend.
Oh, good rap, motherfucker.
The government has never been your friend.
Oh, good rap, motherfucker.
The government's goal is to grow the government and not grow you.
Oh, good rap, motherfucker.
You don't have to be enemies with the same people that your government is enemies with. Just want to let you know that. So when I talk to brothers from Iran, when I talk to Slavic, Russian brothers, Ukraine brothers, they are not my enemy. Are you going to go and fight and die for a government that doesn't give a flying fork about you? All that being said, it's an interesting movie. I enjoyed it thoroughly, and I want to watch some more reviews and see what other people picked up on it. If you saw the movie, put your comments down below. Hey, I got a question. What is it with women thinking that they're witches and astrologers, numerologists and spellcasters and manifestors and all this kind of nonsense? You know, it's really weird, and this is not a recent observation. Most of them don't have a pot to pee in, and I've seen this bullshit for 50 years. This is not a recent phenomenon. They all die alone, broke and delusional. A few get scooped up by a beta male who was wearing breast goggles, and of course he ended up regretting it all. But all these women who are like the dominatrix types and witches and astrologers and all this like weird stuff, it just seems like a woman left on her own to her own devices just comes up with some weird-ass shit. And weak men allow that to happen. And again, all that being said, gentlemen, as soon as you feel one-itis setting in, if you're dating, then you need to roll. Now, marriage is, I was going to say the ultimate one-itis, but if you're married, it's too late for that. But roll as soon as you feel one-itis setting in, because you're putting everything at risk. I know guys that own their own homes, buy their cars with cash, are making great money, $150 to $250K a year, and yet are just giving it all over to a woman, just handing it over, providing a lifestyle for her. And if she decides she wants out, she can take all that. Minimum half of it. I've seen it happen more times than not. Again, marriage as we know it today is an unconscionable contract. You told me you were going to do that 6 months ago. It's a quote from every girlfriend or wife that ever existed. How many times, guys, like, were you going to do something? And it just kind of like time slips by, days, weeks, or maybe even months where you were going to fix something or move something. And of course, the archaeologist, your girlfriend or wife, will dig up the one time you said you were going to get it done, the weekend that you were going to power wash this or move that piece of furniture or sell this or fix that or get rid of something. And then in passing, they just throw that statement on the end of some conversation. Yeah, you told me you were going to do that 6 months ago. Remember, keep it unemotional today. You have to. You ever know that one person, like if shit ever happened to them, if they ever got killed or died or anything like that, you automatically think, well, that couldn't have happened to a nicer person. No big loss. Everybody knows someone like that. As a matter of fact, that person's face just appeared in your head. You thought of them when I said that. There are some people that if they left this earth, you just know there's going to be a heck of a lot less hassle in life. If life has it where they no longer exist, life just gets better when they are removed, either by their own actions or by someone else's or by providence. Quick movie recommendation, the movie Sing Street. It's an Irish film. It was one of my favorite films of 2016. I can't believe I'm talking about it. I may have talked about it in 2016, and I'm still talking about it now. It's slightly reminiscent of The Spectacular Now, but with brighter high notes. Very enjoyable from the first minute. A total feel-good movie. And when you encounter a movie like this or a review from someone, write it down. You're not going to remember it. Sing Street. Take my word for it. If you're looking for a truly good movie that will literally make you feel good, and it's a family film, Sing Street. And thank me later. My former personal trainer from 15 years ago has opened up 3 gyms in Philadelphia. Very, very interesting. He's all over Instagram. He opened up 3 gyms called Fusion Gyms. Fusion has his own branded Fusion equipment. He's all over Instagram. I think Instagram is his favorite spot to post on, but check it out. Fusion Gyms on Instagram. It's hyped. It's hyped. I'll probably have him on the channel, but there's a place for a fusion gym in this world, and there's a place for Tony. His name is Tony. You're going to love him or you're going to hate him, but check him out. If anything, study his social media branding and his strategy. It's personally not my style, and if it's not your style, I know you'll be tempted to criticize it, but just kind of withdraw from that. Just kind of lay off of the criticism and just watch and take notes at what he's doing and think, how can I implement any of this into my work, into my earning? Remember, Summer Shred starts this month, May. First day of summer is June 20th, so you got about a month and a half to lose, jack, and tan. I'll be working with a coach on this pretty soon, and I'm going to be doing some videos on my journey after I reveal him, and I will be getting my ass kicked for minimum month and a half, 2 months, as much as 3 months. I have a very high body fat percentage. I know it doesn't look it, but I do. And it was a long winter of pierogies, but I'll tell you what, 1/3 of that is coming off, and it starts after I get my blood work done. So I'm looking forward to it. There was a man who I really enjoyed back in, I guess it was maybe 1975. He was a youth pastor at a church that I went to. Pastor Paul. I found out that he died recently, and this guy and his wife were pretty darn cool, and they really cared a lot about young people. And he was about maybe 15 years older than me, so like I was 15, he was like 30, so he just recently passes away. He had an impact on me. I remember him saying some things to me and just the way he treated me with respect. And Friday nights at youth group, may his memory be eternal. Rest in peace, Pastor Paul. Little Bebet is doing fine. The scruffy little lost runt kitten that was found in a parking lot weighed about 1 ounce, smaller than a hot dog, is now, well, as of last weekend, 6.4 ounces, maybe 7 ounces by now. I don't know. But a scruffy little thing, lovable as all heck, doing great and trying to raise it normally. I don't know if fostering is the end goal. Tell you what, one of the hardest things to do is to rehabilitate an animal. My God, and I've done so many, to rehabilitate an animal and then give them away. finding a good home for them, finding someone who loves them as much as you do is one of the hardest things to do. Hence, the reason why so many people have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 animals in their house. If a man ran for Congress on men's issues, which I think would never happen because most men are pussies, what would be the top 3 issues? Number 1, I say automatic paternity tests. Automatic. Number 2, automatic joint custody in divorce. Automatic. Fucking automatic. And number 3, jail time for disobeying court orders. And then I came up with a 4th one, and that is equal jail time for false accusations. So a woman accuses a man of something, concocts some bullshit, and he is determined to be innocent, then she goes to jail. Period. No fucking mercy at all. Is there anything else you can think of? And with that, finish your water, and I'll see you on the next Daybreak Show, your home of sanity, clarity, and reason.
She was so fucking ugly, I wouldn't even talk to her.
Great ass!
Just a decent cup of coffee. Hey, great coffee.
The amazing George Bruno.
George Bruno, by the way, is a stand-up guy in my book right now. I never believed I would ever say that George Bruno was a stand-up guy. He is.
Science!
No good rap, motherfucker.
Perfect.
Great ass!
Hi, my name is Erin. I use she, her pronouns, and I am this